Reading difficult text. How to break it down. What's considered difficult text? Text can be difficult for many reasons, which we can organize in 3 categories. 1. Something in the text is unfamiliar. 2. Something is missing or left out. 3. The text is just complicated. Once we know why a text is hard, we can apply a strategy to read it. The 2 that we will focus on in this lesson: 1. Something in the text is unfamiliar, and 3. The text is just complicated. The first issue is the word order is unexpected and unusual. The strategy that you should apply is to reword the sentences so they make sense to you. After doing this for a few sentences, you'll probably start to see how the author is writing. Let's take a look at an example. Here's an example of the original reading. Once you apply strategy 1, reword the sentences so they make sense, you have the translation. Take a few moments and notice the difference and similarities between the 2. The next issue is the vocabulary is strange with big words or specialized jargon. The strategy that you can apply is to quickly read the text through once for an overview. The words may make sense in context. Read through again, marking the vocabulary you still don't know. Try to figure out as many words as possible through contextual clues. Refer to a dictionary for additional support. Here's an example. This is the original text. Apply the strategy of quickly reading through the text once for an overview. Here's the translation once you apply the strategy. Take a moment to notice the difference between the 2. The next issue that you often find when reading difficult text is the text deals with a culture or subject you're not familiar with. The strategy that you can apply is to use other references such as the internet and read a little bit about the culture or subject. A brief overview can give you a glimpse to help you understand the text better. Here's an example. The original text is here. Once you apply the strategy, here's the translation. Take a moment to notice the difference between the 2. Another issue that you often find is that the text uses older forms of language. Strategy number 4 is to read carefully. It may not be as difficult as it looks. In older text, the author uses a lot of words to say something pretty simple. You may need to look up some of the words. Here's an example. Here's the original text. Once you apply the strategy, here's the translation. Take a moment to notice the difference. Another issue that you often find when reading complicated text are the sentences or paragraphs are long. Strategy number 5, look for the main ideal in each sentence. If a lot of information is unnecessary padding, focus on the main point of each sentence or paragraph. If all of the information is important, just break down the parts and mark them for your own. Issue number 6. The text uses complex and careful logic. Well, take a look at the structure. Does the author state the main point? How does the author use the other sections and sentences of the text as types and examples and definitions, reasons, conclusions, or objections? Look for elements and they will help you untangle the arguments. Here's an overview of reading difficult texts and their strategies. If something in the text is unfamiliar, you could use these 3 strategies here. If the text is complicated, strategy 4, 5, and 6 will be most useful. Strategy number 1, reword the sentences so that they make sense to you. Strategy number 2, quickly read the text through for an overview. The words may make sense in context. Strategy number 3, use other references such as the internet and read a little bit about the culture or subject. Strategy number 4, read carefully and may not be as difficult as it looks. Strategy number 5, look for the main ideal in each sentence. Focus on the main point of each sentence or paragraph. And number 6 is to examine or look for the structure in the text writing.